Hi guys, Nettie here from Nettie Gaming, and in this one today I thought I'd give you another little progress report. We've almost finished the first side of Minas Tirith, so I thought we'd do a little walk around so you could take a look at how far we've come. And yeah, there's a lot of work still to be done. So I know I hadn't appeared for a few weeks, so I didn't want you thinking I'd forgotten about or abandoned the whole thing, but yeah, I was getting a little bit of fatigue because it's huge, so I needed a break, do some other stuff. Yeah, so come through the main gate. I don't know if I'm happy with the design of that gate yet. I may look to change it up a little bit, but yeah, we'll see how we get on. So this is the sort of initial entrance on the first level. I wanted it to feel a little bit more courtyardy, though I feel like that fountain might make it a bit crammed. I may take it out, we'll see. But I'm just starting to fill up the place now with decor, foliage, ivy, topiaries and boxes and crates and things, just to make it feel a little bit more lived in and not so sparse. I think the flags really help as well. I would like to be able to design a gondor flag. That would be good, but again, I don't know if you can do that. Something else that I wished we'd got is the ability to change the colour of all the building pieces, particularly the arena building pieces. I wanted to make those white. Shame that we can't really, because the design of the arena I like very much, and if they had the ability to make a lighter shade of that arena piece, I feel like I could do a little Asgiliath or something along those lines. I also wanted to give the feeling of a bit more of a hurly-burly. On the first level, I wanted it to feel a little bit more like winding streets rather than just sort of one path all the way through. I'm quite pleased with how this odium turned out. Haven't really been spending time working on the finer details. I've really just been sort of building structures. So a good many of these houses are empty. I also didn't want it to look samey, as I've said before, so I tried to change up the design a little bit, make everything a little bit more unique, with one or two houses that are very similar. I also didn't want it to feel like you've got to go all the way back to the beginning to be able to get up to a next level. So I did do staircases dotted around the place that'll allow you to travel up to the next level. This gatehouse I built on the back end of Minas Tirith gives you access to the rear of the citadel, so you can get out into the wilderness from the back as well. I may do a gate similar to this, but I just wanted it to look a little different. And I know I said this before, but I do feel like this was the best location to build this, because the views are great. And I tried to stagger this staircase a little, making it longer with adding sort of ceiling tiles, just so it didn't feel like you were just taking one giant stair diagonally. I wanted to break it up a little bit, so decided to do that, and I think it was a good call. And I do like these sort of turrets, that's not really the right word, but these areas with trebuchets on them. Although I still haven't figured out how to build them yet. So yeah, got to look into that. But I'm really pleased with how the towers and the houses and the mishmash of that have sort of broken it up. Try and make it look as close to Minas Tirith as I could. And again, there's another little hidden staircase just through that archway that'll take you up to that level. So it'll actually take you up 2 levels, because this one is sort of a this one I'm standing on now is a sort of a shallow level with some houses, but there are 2 places that you can get up onto this level here. I've also got to work on adding a few more thralls walking about the place. My main focus at the moment, when I was spending a little bit more time building the buildings inside the citadel, and I was filling it with thralls, it was a lot easier to do that then, but as I say, it does get quite tedious quite quickly, so I was trying to break it up to do other things, just to keep my momentum going. And again, this is the forge that we showed you on a previous video. I am getting lots of moments where I'm seeing not as many thralls as I had previously. I'm wondering if it's that they're travelling further. I'm not really sure. I'm still not sure how the thralls are alive. Not the mod, but the sort of new mechanic within the game. How that really works, what the radius is, their pathfinding abilities, things like this. Because we do have sometimes situations where you'll have a thrall going in one direction and then they'll make an about turn and go back the other way, and I'm sort of seeing them getting stuck, and I don't know whether that's because they're going to decide to do something or what. I've also been spending time having a quick check to see if they are, or they've fallen underneath the structure itself, so I've been trying to keep a lookout for that as well. It's also helped to have 1 or 2 taverns dotted about the place, purely for the fact that you'll get patrons attend, and of course they will appear, though in some instances where they are spawning in, I'm finding them clipping in underneath the structure, or they're landing on roofs, which isn't great. So you'll randomly have a thrall appear on a roof, but whenever I have seen that, I've just sort of picked them up. And there you go, you can see another thrall making an about turn. And here are those 2 townhouses that we built in a previous video. Again, the further you go up, the less decorated it is. And again, purely because I haven't got round to those areas, and I'm still puzzling about what to build up on those levels. Though I may build a couple of other townhouses like that on the other side, on the ground level, because I do really love that design. I think they're beautiful. And again, this is another wide staircase, just to give you the illusion that not everything is narrow and small. And particularly when you watch the film, the paths up, it's almost sort of like a giant ramp, where it sort of ramps up and around. And of course we couldn't do that with the blocks that we have to work with in Conan Exiles, so you have to sort of make a makeshift version, if that makes sense. Speaking of torches, I have dotted a few lamplighters around the area just to turn on and off the torches, though I've still got some work to do in terms of the lighting, because when I am building I tend to turn the time off just so that I've got consistent light to be able to build what we need to build. But as you can see, this level is a lot more spacious, though I do wish to put one or two more buildings in and around this area, though I haven't entirely decided on what that's going to look like, because I wanted the feeling of the higher up you got, the more sort of spacious those more noble levels were, if that makes sense. But now looking at it, I do feel like it does feel quite empty, so maybe one or two structures wouldn't hurt. Though I also don't want to spoil the views, that was quite important on these levels as well. The higher up you go, the more spectacular they look. Yeah, it really is wonderful. As you can tell, that's my favourite mountain over there, because I keep looking at it. So there is another staircase there, and it sort of winds to, I think there are 2 or 3 apartments behind those doors that are set back into the citadel. And it does take you up to the next level, though if we're taking the Gandalf route, it would be under this tunnel here. And there are tunnels on most of the levels to enable you to get to the other side should you want to. Now I don't know whether I'm going to double out this particular staircase, and as you can see I'm not sure whether I want to add a couple of blocks in there just to give that feeling that it's not as diagonal and steep, but it does mean that I probably can't build it here. I'll have to build it further down there. But as you can see, this side of the citadel, it really is largely empty. There's very little in it. So I've got loads to do. And I am feeling, I won't lie, feeling a bit of fatigue at the moment. So I may do other structures in the Lord of the Rings just to give me a little break from Minas Tirith. Though I do want to complete this side fully before we do that. So again, you can see there are there's no cobblestone laid down on this level yet, and I do feel like I want to put 1 or 2 more structures up against this right-hand side. Yeah, maybe the odd house of the nobleman. A little bit like that one we built just down there in that previous video. I do really wish that Conan had the ability to save blueprints. Blueprints of structures, things like that. Whether something like that could even be achieved, I'm not entirely sure. But it would be good, particularly for those who like to build an RP style of world, or set up a brand new server for people, and have these huge structures that they can just place immediately, and then of course maintain or alter them as they see fit. That would be a huge one on my tick list. We're now on the second to last level, just before you get to the palace at the top with the white tree. Again, I don't know if I want to put some decoration in here. Maybe some more plants. I know there's topiary there, but it does feel a little bare and a little sparse, so maybe some hanging plants. Who knows? Just something to give it a bit more of a lived-in feeling rather than an empty shell. And again, I'm not entirely sure if I want to put buildings here, because I don't want to take away from that structure, though I may dot some smaller ones about. I didn't want to lose that feeling of gravitas as you enter, though I'm not completely happy with this area. I don't know whether I may alter it or work on it. But this bit I'm quite pleased with. I'm pleased with how it turned out. The Tower of Ecthelion and I keep going to say church, it's not a church. It's the Hall of the King. I was pleased about the grass. I didn't think I was able to do that first, but then I found a wonderful mod that has sort of a moss that you can place down, and so that made the ability to do the grass quite easy. But as you can see here, really empty. I'm actually I'm drained of inspiration at the moment, so I need to go away from it for a little while, have a little think about what I want to put on this side. I do want to place another forge, maybe some carpentry places, the sort of thing where you'd have barracks and soldiers preparing for battle. Maybe if some structures like that, opposed to largely residential, dotted about the place. But I think it looks good. You have to let me know in the comments what you think. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Let's go and take a little look at the halls in Gondor. and the throne of the king. And of course you've got the seat of the steward and Denethor's chair with his tomatoes. But I am pleased with how this turned out. But again, I would have liked a few more options in terms of being able to change the colour of things. I didn't like the pink marble. I wanted to make it white and blue, of course in keeping with the style based on the books and the film. So that is our little walk around. I'll just show you a bit of an aerial view so you can see how it looks. I had to build that wall to stop some of the creatures spawning in. I really wish I could change the colour of the cobblestone as well. I wanted to make it brighter. I didn't want it to be that sort of dark grey. But I'm quite pleased with how that looks overall. I may build to the rear of the palace at the top, because I know there is a section that's, I think it's a cemetery, if I remember rightly. I'm not sure, I'll have to go back and have a look, but I know that there is an area to the rear of the citadel. So I'm not really sure how that's going to look. But that is side one almost completed. And all that's really left, well, I say all that's left, it's a colossal undertaking, but I've got to build all the towers with the trebuchets on and the ballista, so they've all got to be built. We do have one or two towers that I started to dot around the place, though upon reflection now, when I started, I didn't really know what I was looking for in terms of this side of things, so I may replace some parts of it. I don't know if I entirely like that gateway there, and I may move the staircase back further yet again. Yeah, I don't really like how it's situated, but having said that, once I start building structures in and around it, I might like it. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I wanted a little break from it, because I find when you are fatigued building something of this size, you tend to get a little bit sloppy and a bit lazy with it, so I didn't want to do that. I thought we'll change things up a bit, we'll do some other stuff, and we'll come back and we'll revisit it when I've got beans to do so and I'm feeling fresh. But as I said, please do let me know if you've enjoyed this video. I really enjoy building these builds, and I love looking at the lore of the Lord of the Rings, and of course it's just a fun, relaxing experience. So there we have it, guys. I hope you have a great week this week, whatever you're up to. I'm off for a couple of weeks, so I may do some videos, but I'll catch you in the next one. See you soon.